Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about discounted certifications and how you can get that for your company. I'm also here to talk about a wide variety of products, how you can utilize that, and then working with other people, you can get discounted products by buying in large quantities, and then also where to get some of the product items and stuff like that. So stay tuned, this is going to be an awesome video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, that really helps us out. And here we go. So certifications. I wanted to talk about certifications, whether you're American Heart Association or American Red Cross. So with the American Red Cross, once again, it's about scaling. They want to make sure that you have a lot of business, and then they can start offering you discounts. What really helped us out was because we were such a big business, we were able to get a substantial discount. So initially we got about we got a good discount, and we were doing about $250,000 in sales for the American Red Cross. And then once we blew up even bigger, we started taking people underneath our wings. We got even more of a substantial discount. And when I'm talking about substantial discount, substantial discount. So always go to the American Red Cross. Even if you're teaching about 100 people a year, go to them. It never hurts to ask for a discount. And I'm going to reiterate that throughout the whole videos, regardless if it's a product, a certification, or even with leasing and stuff like that. Never hurts to ask for a discount. Never feel bad for asking for a discount. The hustle is real. With the American Heart Association, they don't really offer discounts because that's usually with the training site or with the training center. So depending if you're negotiating with the training site or with the training center, you want to usually pull in a certain amount of people and then say, hey, we train X, Y, and Z amount of people. Would you be able to offer us a discount? Sometimes they're willing to budge, and then sometimes they're not. And then, if they're not willing to budge, there's hundreds of other training centers, there's hundreds of other training sites. Be like, hey, we can go to another training site, we can go to another training center that might be able to offer us a better deal. Now, as mentioned in my other videos, sometimes the prices of certain certification cards may be higher, but you can get other things for them. Some of them have a privatized CPR network where you can actually connect with other CPR instructors, and then sometimes they actually advertise your company for you. And so if the card price is a little bit higher, you may want to think about that. Yeah, you can negotiate for a lower deal, but are you really getting the money for your value? I do want to mention that we are a training site, and then also we allow people to become affiliated with us with the American Red Cross. So we're always looking for other instructors, we're always looking for small businesses. It is hard in the beginning as a small business to try to go out there and negotiate for deals, for utilizing our name, and then for joining us. I wanted to talk with you about some of the products that we have and how you can utilize that, and then how you can advertise your company with us. So as you noticed immediately, we have a signage here with our company's name, and then all of our products have our company's name, including the vest that I'm wearing. Sometimes I wear a company t-shirt and stuff like that. They have company hats and stuff like that. We also have a t-shirt that can be yours for a low price. But we put the t-shirts on the mannequins. So we're not trying to push all of our items to everybody. We don't every 10 minutes say, oh, hey, buy a product from us. Oh, we're selling this, oh, we're selling that. We want to do it subliminally. So, even with the TV, sometimes we'll have our logo on the TV. So that way, people, when they come into our classroom, they're connecting, hey, campaign paid for, CPR AED. Campaign paid for, CPR AED. So we're not pushing items and stuff like that to them, but it's subliminal. So we have these items throughout the room and stuff like that. So that way, if they come in early, they can take a look, or even while we're teaching, we move certain things around. So that way we're showing off our item, but we're not really showing off our item. It's a subliminal thing, but people will associate CPR AED and then the company's name. In fact, one time we did it so well, somebody came up to us and they're like, oh, so do you own the American Red Cross? And I just smiled and laughed. No, and I said, of course, we don't. We're a third-party provider that contracts with them, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that's exactly what we want, where people, they associate us I wouldn't say not necessarily for the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross is just a certification agency, but we're providing almost everything else for them. So the first thing I want to do is, Vistaprint, pretty easy. It's a magnet, and it's the poison control hotline number. It has our logo, it has our website, but then most importantly, it does have that poison control number. People, which we give these out for free, we'll put it up on the refrigerator. So when they get people together and stuff like that, usually people, they see the refrigerator, they have pictures of the family, etc., etc., and now we're with them. So yeah, we give these out pretty cheap on Vistaprint. I think for 500, it costs like 150 bucks. And we do give these out for free. But once again, it goes onto the refrigerator. We're providing value for the customer, but at the same time, people, they've actually come and utilized our classes because they saw this magnet. So another thing that a lot of people, I wouldn't say they do wrong, they just don't really know about, is the flyers. So most of the time, this is a generic flyer that you'll see. You'll see the class listing, you'll see maybe a coupon code and stuff like that, and then you'll see the website, and then of course the certification agency. But what people should be doing, so when we initially started advertising, people were like, well, that's advertisement, that's for profit, we really don't want to put that up, or you can't put that up on bulletin boards and stuff like that. And so we're getting a lot of pushback. So we're like, well, how can we provide value? Once again, like with the poison hotline number, 1-800-2222-1222. We provided value, and that comes up with this. So on the very back, which not advertising at all, very, very low, oh, actually on the top, we have our company name, and then we have the website that they can go to. Very generic, very simple, not flashy, but it has things on how to actually save lives. So we have the CPR, how to actually perform CPR. We have the Heimlich, well, we can't say Heimlich, back blows and abdominal thrusts, that people can utilize, and then to stop the bleed. Things that, people will use maybe in everyday life, depending on the certain situations, and we started plastering this. We have had no negative comments. And when I say no negative comments, we probably went to 100 businesses, not one of them took it down. In fact, some of them actually wanted just this, and they actually put it up next to their first aid kits and stuff like that. So they're literally advertising for us. So remember, Subliminal. If we're actually providing value to people, they will actually take it. And so we have provided a wide variety of information on a regular flyer, and then in the back, we have the information. So when we initially approach customers or even businesses and stuff like that, we actually show them this even before this now. And a lot of people will end up taking this. And as I said, especially for businesses, we have had no negative reviews. And this is for people that say, oh, only nonprofits can advertise, or only community centers, but not nonprofits, but we're providing a value to the customer and also to the business too. So we have a patch that we utilize. Oh, and before I move on, sorry, Vistaprint. You can get coupon codes. You can text us, or not text us, comment on the link below. We can give you a coupon code for Vistaprint. You can get 1,000 of these, $100. Make sure that it is hard. This is a little bit floppy. You do want the hard stock one, and then you do want it in matinee, or maybe even in glossy, depending if you're a little bit more rich. But with us, our company being as poor as we are, we can't afford the glossy one. So we got the matinee. So the patch. And I was hesitant to get patches and stuff like that, but if you look around, if you actually start looking and see how many patches people actually collect, the Velcro patches, and of course, we do TACMED classes, so it's, a lot of backpacks and stuff like that that people will bring. A lot of people have first aid kits and stuff like that. Patches have become a big, big deal. And so this is a patch that we made, and this is the Velcro in the back. And we give these out for free. The cost for these is about $250, which is a little bit substantial. This is probably a little bit more than anything else, but we do offer these for free. But remember, it's that name. The name that is subliminally, people are recognizing, hey, you took a first aid class, we see this patch associated with your backpack, And so, hey, we should take a first aid CPR AED with key and pay it forward. So it's that subliminal messaging that we're providing. We're not, throwing these out, and not throwing these out. We're not throwing these at people's heads, but like, oh, take out effing patch, we just say, hey, we have these patches, they're free of charge, and if you enjoyed our class, please help us promote our company, which is true. So once again, it's that subliminal where we're providing our company's name and our product to people. And so this is a Stop the Bleed kit. Once again, you see our logo. Which people need. We offer a Stop the Bleed class, and this has been the amount of money we've made off of these things. This kit and then another IFAC kit, which I'll talk to you in about just a second, it is phenomenal. I mean, we're talking about 20% of our revenue just between the first aid kits, and then we have our own personal first aid kits. It is unbelievable, and it drives traffic, even people from all over the country, all over the world. Right now, we have Ukraine ambassadors and stuff like that buying our first aid products and stuff like that because they need tourniquets, because they need hemorrhage control kits and stuff like that. So we've sold, as sad as to say, with the Ukrainian war, we've sold thousands and thousands of these. One person put in an order for $40,000 worth of IFACs and stuff like that. But once again, it's the name brand and it's the quality. So with first aid kits, one thing that people do talk to you about is the quality. If they know, hey, it may be made in China, we want to make sure that the tourniquet works. So one thing that when you do talk about your name brand, you want things to be durable and you want things to be lasting. And that really does matter. You get one nick and someone says, oh, your tourniquet didn't work or something breaks and things like that, you'll be blacklisted. So the Stop the Bleed kit does come from SAM Medical, or I think the M may stand for medical and stuff like that. You do need to purchase about $20,000 worth of gear initially in order to receive the discounted prices that you do receive, but it's worth it. And if you're not able to get the $20,000, then contact us and we'll order it for you and then send it out for just a little bit of a markup. Markup is only about 10% in terms of the profits and stuff like that, and that's also to cover a little bit of the taxes and things like that. But we understand that it's hard to, as a small business, get items and stuff like that. You may not be able to purchase a lot of items at the same time. Once you purchase more items, and we're trying to get other companies to join us, other big companies and smaller companies to join us, because then we can go to the vendor, we can say, hey, we service 100,000 people. What deal can you get for us? And that's exactly what Amazon did initially, and that's why the prices are so low. They're able to go to the manufacturer, they're like, we have all these clients, what price can you give us? And that's exactly what we started to do, and it's worked pretty well. So here we have another IFAC. We call it the tactical IFAC. It's the same, literally same items as the SAM. This is USA made, so a lot more people, they do buy this. It does support USA made manufacturer. We've actually seen the plant and stuff like that, how it's made. We've seen the people, we've talked to the people, we've talked to the owner, and we've talked to the accountant. But this is a phenomenal kit. And then with this one, unlike the SAMs, they can't see sort of the items in it. So the reason why we got a clear bag is because they can actually see the items in the bag. And that's what really made a difference also. So not only was it USA made items, and we're providing jobs in the United States, but also that they could actually see the items. We do have an open one like this, but yeah, people, they would rather have this one. And then we have our CPR mask. And this is one of our first things that we used to sell, was the mask itself. So online you can get CPR hard case mask for about $5.50, maybe $6. We sell these for $10. These things fly off the shelves. They don't walk, they fly off the shelves. And that's because it's physically in the classroom. They can take it with them when they want to. And then we've also just showed them how to use it. So instead of using the keychain ones, well, we do use the regular training ones. Try to cover up the name. The face shields and stuff like that, we also show them this as a secondary option. And because we show them this, I think we sell about 5,000 a year of these alone. And so when we buy these items, we buy about 20,000 CPR masks with our logos on them. And they've been going to homes and stuff like that. People, they've taken the classes because they've seen these and stuff like that. Well, eventually, after you see it, we provide the website, so it's not just the logo, we provide them the website too, which is pretty good. But these have been phenomenal. You can do these as an add-on, which I recommend if you have a booking software that allows you to sell it beforehand. So when people are buying the class, if you sell these items beforehand, it makes it a lot easier. And we do, I wouldn't say trick people, we enhance the product. So for instance, like this first aid kit, regular first aid kit, the same contents as a CVS, but instead of calling it just a first aid kit, we call it the Deluxe first aid kit. And then when we started using the word Deluxe, all of a sudden, the sales probably went by 40% up. Same exact first aid kit. But how do we enhance certain things? And that's by the wording. And that's exactly what we did. The same thing with these IFAKs. We used to just call it IFAKs, and you know, our sales did all right. But once we divided it up into like a tactical IFAK and a stop the bleed kit, the sales actually went up substantially. And we do give out these t-shirts. Once again, we use them on our dummies and stuff like that when people have to lift up the shirts. In real life, they would cut the t-shirts and stuff off the dummy before performing CPR. But once again, it's our name brand. It's Subliminal. And then on the back, this is patterned. And then we have our logo. So it's a subliminal thing. I know a lot of people will comment, oh, what about AED kits? And what about other items? You know, what about training kits and stuff like that? So with training kits and AEDs, we went straight to the manufacturer. We're like, hey, for instance, Zoll's AED. We contacted Zoll's. We're like, hey, we're a big company. We have X, Y, and Z amount of clients, and we wanted to start selling Zoll AEDs. And then they sent us a distributor list. We signed up with them. The same thing with like Philips and LifePak and Heartsign. You can go directly to those manufacturers and then ask them. You know, the thing with Philip mannequins and stuff like that, unfortunately they're not not allowed to, but they don't usually contract that out. So they only allow small people to be a distributor partner, but nonetheless you can go to another company and then maybe ask them for a discount. So one of their distributors, you can ask them for a discount, be like, hey, we train new companies, we do X, Y, and Z amount, or we provide the mannequins free of charge because they teach on our behalf, because we have, you know, hundreds of contractors out there teaching classes and stuff like that. So there's different avenues that you can take. But one main thing is do the research and then work with other small companies. Get 4 or 5 or 6 other CPR AED companies and be like, hey, let's pull our resources together so that way we can get a better deal. If you're a small company that, you know, only services 100 clients a year, I wouldn't say people would just ignore you. But if you pull other people together, which we've done and which we continue to do, and now we're pulling major companies that, you know, go along the whole Mid-East coast and stuff like that, and we're trying to get 5 big providers of CPR AED to pull our resources together so that way we can go back to these manufacturers and say, hey, what kind of deal can you get for us? And I mean, with the mannequins that we sell alone, we sell hundreds of mannequins and stuff like that. But it's about pulling your resources together. It's about contacting people. Now there's another avenue that you can take, which some people do take, and that's the online portion. So you know, a company builds a site for you, and then you become affiliated with them, and then you get some of the kickback. The kickback is about 10%, which is initially good, especially if you're a small business and stuff like that. You don't have that time to do an online site. You don't know about SEO and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine, but I'm just saying the profit margins is about 10% when it could be about 50%. So when we sell all these items, we usually mark it up by about 50%. So even if we do a sale, 25% off, people, they really, you know, get excited and stuff like that. We're still making money off of them. You know, the hustle is real. Come on, guys. Hopefully none of our customers are listening to this. So yeah. And those are just some of the ways, those are just some of the options, the designs, ideas. If you have other ideas, go ahead, comment on the link below, and you know, tell everybody else what some of your ideas are so that way we can utilize it. Some of the sayings, some of the items, we have had a pattern for it, so that way other people don't take it. And if you do want to become affiliated with us, definitely message us below. Message us at info@campaignpayforward.com. We'll be happy to take you underneath our wing, so that way we can help you. We do only take people who are willing to be entrepreneurs. Some people are just like, I wouldn't say stagnant people, but you know, they're part of the fire department companies and they're just looking for that one-time quick deal. We usually don't work with those people. We just sell it at cost to them, but we don't have them actually be part of our company. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully I was able to provide value to you. If I did, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. I'm really trying to get 500 subscribers and 200 hours of watch time, so that way I can hit our company's goal this year, so I can have a job for next year basically. So if anything else, subscribe and like out of pity. Thank you so much.